Hey guys, I hope you guys had a great week and nonetheless a happy Sunday. This post is being posted way earlier than I typically do because I have planned to go to church with my family. I'm back home, and nonetheless I'm all bundled up because growing up in a Mexican household, they don't want to turn on the heater. So, but I'm thankful to be home. So always looking for the lighter side of things. I'm gonna break the questions down into 3 questions and then answer each question individually. So, the airline industry is an example of an industry with many barriers to entry. Identify and explain some of the key/major barriers for the airline industry from the standpoint of the aircraft manufacturers or the actual airline carriers. Think about it, be creative though in your thoughts and thorough. Don't just simply give the first thing that comes to your mind or the only thing that everyone else does. Okay, yeah, so these are the 3 things that I came up with that are big barriers or even just minuscule barriers that airline carriers will have to deal with. The first one is major airline hubs like LAX or Dallas Love Field. They you can't just have a plane just land there whenever. There's designated time slots, right? And most of these time slots are taken up upon the big legacy carriers, which include United, Delta, American Airlines, right? These are like the big airline industries, and so they take up a lot of the landing slots. So whenever we get to these airports and we have just 24/7 constant rotation of these airline carriers, more than what I've listed. More often than not, this means a new airline can't get a slot at prime time, which means less income, less money available for a new airline to try to get customers because obviously the big market seasons like Christmas and Halloween and all that big holidays, they're not going to be able to get in the market. And regardless of how many planes they own, they're not going to be able to land anywhere or take off. The next big thing is fuel. Fuel is a large variable cost because nonetheless, a lot of these companies I found out when I researched pay static lock-in fuel prices for the year because I guess the airline industry uses a different fuel than what I'm accustomed to for just gas going up a few cents. No, theirs goes up dollars. And so they like lock in a set price. And if a startup carrier doesn't have the capital necessary or the credit necessary to be able to lock in a price like that, then they're going to be vulnerable for sudden spikes in the oil. Another thing is building and designing an actual plane. I imagine it takes an extremely long time and nonetheless an extremely large sum of money, like talking billions of dollars, to test, certify a new commercial airplane because nobody's just going to want to hop on a plane that hasn't been certified. And this hurdle itself is a burden so high that it's usually the end point for anyone that doesn't have the wallet or the grit nonetheless to take that kind of risk. Okay, let's